So, hello everyone. My name is Bob Burns, and I'm going to be doing something on camera for you that I've never done before. Nothing too serious. I'm going to self-swan. So that is, I'm not going to swan with someone else. I'm going to self-swan, showing what we want to teach our clients at the end of the day. Once the sessions are over, we say goodbye to a client. So I'm leapfrogging over lots of things. But it's still the same idea as swanning, exactly the same in every way, shape, or form. But instead of a therapist working with someone else, I can simply do it by speaking because I've already built up the connection. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm talking with a part within me that I've already met before uh, and that I trust. And I'm going to ask for some help. Now, right now, the situation is for me, I'm not in pain. I'm not scared to go outside. I have no anxiety. I have no worries or fears. But I do have jet lag right now, and it's quite severe. I'm aware of it. So I need to get rid of that because I need to do some work. It's about 4:45 p.m. on a Friday night, and I need to do maybe 2, 3 hours of writing. So I am not feeling up for it right now. But I know that if I self-swan and I can get this part to agree with me, it'll just send me a boost, a fantastic boost, and I'll be okay. I'll be fine. So this is a real genuine situation. For those of you that don't know anything about the Swan, you would discover that if you went into the Swan forum and talked to any number of people from 65 countries around the world. There's lots of people there. You can make some wonderful friends, and they'll swan with you. They'll do things with you. They'll tell you their stories. Very often, I've sat in rooms with more than 100 or so people in it, and we're all swanning together. So I need you to know it's very genuine what you're about to see. Is that okay? So I'd like you to believe it. One, because it's true, and two, because it will save you a whole lot of time. So this is Bob Burns, self-swanning, just for you. Let's see, and for me. So let's see what happens. So I shape my hand like a swan, yeah, but I relax it completely like so, just completely relaxed. And I now just talk through the swan, through the hand, to the part that I want to talk to. Part deep within my subconscious, real or imagined. Let's keep it at that, and that will keep us all sane. Is that okay? So, hello. I'm talking to you, this wonderful part that I've known for several years now. I want to see if you can come and work with me, and hopefully you won't mind that this is on camera, that you'll still come out and play. So, first of all, could you show the good people here who are viewing this how you could move one of my fingers, for example? Is that possible? It's very slight, but I feel a small finger beginning to move. I'm not sure if the camera's well, you'll be picking it up now, yeah, yeah. And that same part I'm talking to, I wonder if you could, I wonder if you could go to a different finger, and maybe try and do something there. Is that? Could you try and do that for me? So I've got something going on with my forefinger now, and that's it. I won't turn it into a circus, but if you could control my hand now, my whole arm, and just turn the hand around towards my face, I'd really appreciate that. And that's not surprising at all. With me, it always works very fast. The hand turns is the fastest thing of anything I do now, for whatever reason. And now that you've turned, I appreciate that. Do you think you could show people what happens when we're working with others? When I say, would you like to say hello? Would you like to say hello now, and show us how you say hello? You want to try and do that? So I feel something happening. I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but I can certainly feel that. Yeah. So some people get this big nod like that. I don't get that. So you would imagine if I discovered this thing, it would be better with me than anyone else. It's not the case. There's many people better at actually doing the swan than I am. Hundreds of them, in fact. But if you could try a little bit harder, I'd really appreciate it. Okay. So what I want to do now is, can you take a hold of? I notice my hand is as you can see, my arm is maybe falling a little bit this way. Can you take the whole hand and the whole arm and turn it back for me now, please? Is that possible? Yeah, all the way back, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. So up to now, what I've done is I've done a twitch, a turn, a wave, and a return. And that's how it started over 3 years ago. It's strongly advanced from there into lots of things, into direct voice, where we get the parts speaking to us, and indeed physicality, where we can actually get up and start moving around the room, which is great fun. We always try this at workshops, and it's a fascinating thing to watch, especially when the person is telling you that they're not in hypnosis, that they are. There is no idiomotor response that makes people dance around a room. I promise you, but they feel it's something else that's going on there. And we can discuss that and find out whatever that is, as people do in different countries around the world. So I make no claims on that. Rather, I report what's happening. I give it to you guys, and you can decide what you think it is. I'll express my opinion, but my opinion is no better than anyone else's just because I found this pebble, if you like. Your thoughts are as strong as mine, and your opinion is as good as mine. So right now we've had a twitch, a turn, a wave, a return, and all of that is fine. But it's like circus, just like a circus, unless we do something with it, yeah. And that's what I want you to do now. So I'm talking to you again. Thanks for that. I really appreciate what you did there. I wonder if you'd be good enough to answer this. So as you know, we've been across to California, you and I. We had a great time. Thank you, California. It was great. We were at the ACHE. We had a ball. We saw some wonderfully interesting people, and we've passed on this wonderful protocol. But right now, I wonder if you could be good enough and just show me how you would. You've already. Can you show me how you'd say yes to me? Is that possible? Can you show me that? Okay. So you have a right forefinger for yes. Okay, okay. And could you show me how you'd say no to me, please? What would you do for no? Sometimes it's a nod for yes, and it's a shaking hand for no. But in my case, I used to get that. Now it's, there we go. You can probably see that. I have a small finger moving for no. Thank you. And could I ask you, so I have this thing, I have this jet lag thing. I want to do some work. Could you do something to help me over the next 4 or 5 hours? Is that possible? And is it possible you could completely lift me if I go and throw some water over my face and get myself ready to work? Could you be with me and just make me feel absolutely fantastic? Is that possible? Great. And the last thing I want to ask you, and I always ask this. I learned this from Felix Economakis, a wonderful psychologist in London, where he comes to the last question, and Felix says, "And don't say yes unless you mean it." I think it's a beautiful line. Felix was here a few weeks ago, and I worked with Felix on one of his things, and that was his thing. When I asked the question, Felix, of course, who was totally wide awake, said, "And don't say yes unless you mean it." And we both started laughing, and we got a really strong yes. But that's important. There is no value in having a circus unless we can do the deed. We can take away the pain. We can take away the anxiety, the worries of the past, the present, the future, the guilt, the whatever. We need to do the job at the end of the day. So, and again, don't say yes, let's zoom in it. Would you be happy enough to do that for me? Okay, we're there. It's pretty sharp, pretty fast for you. So we're going to be working about 10 minutes time, and we'll just do something and we'll just go right into that. Is that okay? In fact, can you do that now? Can you make that happen now for me? Superb. Great. So listen, I want to thank you very, very much for what you've done, and we'll get the chance to talk again just in a few more moments from now. So you can just relax. So that's the that's the swan. That's a self swan. That's me self swanning. And when we're doing the next set of workshops, I'll show you the swan in its entirety. We'll take it right through to hopefully the right voice. It doesn't work all the time. Depends on the subjects we get and how we work. I did this, by the way, just a couple of weeks ago, 5,000 miles from here, and the subject I got never moved at all. So I'm being watched by a room of people and nothing's happening. I love that. So I love the fact that people can see that I can fail, and I can fail miserably, but I can still do something about it where we can come back and something wonderful can happen. In that case, to be honest, I gave them to someone else, someone, just a student, and they managed to work with them better than me. So if I can be candid with you, it's all about the individual. It's about the work we put into it and what happens. But I guess 95 to 98% of the time we'll get a good result with this one first time out. So it's quite strange, but that's my job to show you how that works when we workshop together. So listen, thanks for tuning in. That's my first ever self-swan, and I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling okay about it. So we'll get the chance to talk again soon. Take care. All the best.